The air in the sub-level 7 archival bay was as still and silent as the digital ghosts it housed. Leo's fingers, pale and slender, danced across the haptic interface. A conductor of a silent, sorrowful orchestra, each gesture sorted, tagged, and filed another lifetime. A flick sent a memory of a child's first steps to the developmental milestones directory. A tap archived a wedding toast, the pixelated champagne bubbles popping without a sound. He was a gardener in a cemetery of moments, and the work was making him numb. He sighed, the sound absorbed by the hum of the server stacks that lined the cavernous room like obsidian monoliths. His eyes, strained from the endless blue light glow of the holoscreen, skimmed the metadata of another donation batch. Deceased, Marcus Thorne, 78. Cause, system failure, cardiac. Leo's job was to catalog the man's digitized consciousness, extracting key memories for the public cultural record and consigning the rest to cold storage. It was menial, soul-eroding work. He saw the jagged edges of lives, the arguments, the fears, the moments of mundane pain that people never intended to preserve. It had built a callus around his own heart. He opened a file tagged M. Thorne _retirement _party. MNEM. The memory was grainy, shot through with the visual static of a poorly calibrated neural recorder. People in dated fashions stood in a beige room, their laughter tinny and distant. Leo fast-forwarded, the figures blurring into streaks of color. Boredom. It was all just data. It was during this mechanical review that his scanner flagged an anomaly. Nestled within Thorne's mundane data, like a single, perfect diamond in a pile of gravel, was a file with no source tag. Its designation was a simple string of numbers. 734. Cho. Curiosity, a sensation he hadn't felt in years, pricked at him. He isolated the file and initiated playback. The world around him dissolved. The sterile white walls of the archive vanished, replaced by the dappled, honeyed light of a late summer afternoon. The air in his lungs felt different, warm, carrying the scent of cut grass and blooming jasmine. He was standing at the edge of a park, looking at a woman sitting on a checkered blanket. She was young, her head thrown back in a laugh that was not tinny, but rich and full, a sound that seemed to vibrate in the very center of his chest. Sunlight caught the copper highlights in her dark hair. This was Elara, though he did not know her name yet. She was reaching for a falling maple seed, a helicopter spinning lazily down towards her open palm. Her eyes, the color of warm amber, crinkled at the corners with unforced joy. The memory was short, just 15 seconds. The seed lands in her palm. She closes her fingers over it, looks up directly at him, at the original recorder, and smiles. A perfect, unguarded smile that held a universe of affection. Then it looped. The park, the laugh, the seed, the smile. Leo sat in his chair, the hard reality of the archive crashing back. He felt a physical ache, a hollow yearning in the silence she left behind. He had seen 10,000 memories, but none like this. They were always flawed, blurry, emotionally flat, or corrupted by the brain's own imperfect encoding. This was pristine. It was art. He played it again and again. He lost track of time, watching the maple seed spiral down, catching the exact micro-expression of delight on her face. This wasn't a recorded moment. It was a captured feeling, an echo of pure happiness. His console chimed, an automated reminder for his break. He dismissed it with a jerky, irritated wave. His professional detachment was gone, replaced by a consuming need. He had to know who she was. Who was the man she was smiling at? How could a moment so perfect end up here, in this digital tomb? He cross-referenced the file's encrypted signature with the main donor database. The search bar pulsed for a moment before returning a result that sent a chill down his spine. Source: classified, level 9 clearance required. Donor profile: redacted. Memory subject: restricted. A level 9 clearance was reserved for department heads and security overlords. Leo was a level 2 archivist. This was a wall. A big one. For the first time in years. A spark ignited behind Leo's tired eyes. The numbness was gone, burned away by a fierce, obsessive fire. He leaned forward, his earlier boredom a distant memory. He was an archivist. His entire profession was built on finding needles in digital haystacks. He might not have the clearance, but he knew the system's backdoors, its forgotten pathways, better than anyone. His fingers flew across the interface, pulling up illicit diagnostic tools and legacy code strings he wasn't supposed to possess. He would trace this echo back to its source. He would find her. As he began to weave his way through the first layer of digital fortifications, a single, terrifying thought echoed in his mind. What if he found her, and she was already gone? The park, the laugh, the smile, it all felt like a goodbye. He had to know. The ghost of her laughter was the only real thing he had felt in a decade. And he wasn't about to let it go.